Good morning. It is such a great day to have synchronicity. I am so excited that you have joined us in this healing space. Today, who we have with us on the couch is Miss Ashley, who is owner of Holistic Therapy Group. Good morning, Ashley. I'm so excited that you were able to meet with us today. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So let's jump right into this good stuff and tell us about you and your practice.
So, I am Dr. Ashley Nazon. I am the owner of a holistic therapy group, as you stated. I'm originally from Chicago. I currently run my practice in the state of Florida, Georgia, and Texas. So, trying to reach as many people as possible to get them the therapy they need. I have 3 other therapists who work under me and all minorities. So we want to make sure we're tapping into our community and providing the help that's needed.
I love that. And so you cover 3 states. So are you your practice, is it virtual or is it virtual and in person?
It's mostly virtual. I do still have a physical office in Tampa. So I do go back and see some of my older clients that I've had for years in Tampa once a month. But and my intern who also works with, she sees a few clients in person, but we are mostly virtual.
Okay, wonderful. So one of the things that we try to promote is self-love, love for self, the ways to kind of conquer that healing journey, and the recipe, or one of the steps in the recipe of healing is self-love.
Yes.
How would you define self-love?
So the first thing I would say is self-love is the highest form of love that you can have because no one will love you like you love yourself. So that is the first thing. But self-love truly is doing what's true to you. So if something doesn't feel right, whether you're in a relationship, whether it's a job, anything that you're involved in, when it doesn't feel right, you have to have enough love for yourself or admiration for yourself to then make a change, right? So self-love is really not having fear in doing what's best for you.
I love that. That was amazing. Nothing changes until something changes. Yes, very true. And so just piggybacking off of that a little bit, how would you define holistic, right? You have that as the name of your practice. How do you define holistic? What does that mean?
Holistic. So when I started my practice, again, the holistic therapy group, it actually came to me years ago. At the time, I wasn't doing private practice. I didn't even know why I would need that, right? But I wrote it down and I kept it. But holistic to me means that we're going to explore all aspects of your life. So that's going to be spiritual. That is going to be, of course, your mental health, physical, and personal. Like what's going on in your personal life? Because all of those things work together. Living a holistic life means that you are truly taking the time to make sure all areas of your life are in equilibrium. Because sometimes when one thing is wrong, it kind of affects everything else. So being able to have a good balance.
Balance. Tell us more about holistic health and why is this important?
Holistic health is important because I'm just going to give an example because this probably makes the most sense. So if you go to the doctor and the doctor tells you you are pre-diabetic, right? So yeah, the doctor may say, hey, I'm gonna put you on some medication, right, to try to help prevent you from becoming diabetic. But holistic health means what else are we doing to keep you from becoming a diabetic? Are we changing your lifestyle? So are we eating differently? Are we working out? What else are we doing in other areas of your life to help promote health in one particular area or all areas, right? Because we know working out and eating well has an effect on our mental health. So that's essentially why I would say it's super important.
Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff. Making sure that all parts, all facets of our life is in balance.
Yes.
I'm in love with it. So one thing in synchronicity that we try to define for our audience and for our clients is that we are all energy, right? At our core, we are just energetic beings. How would you describe positive energy and how do you think the layperson could achieve this?
So positive energy, I would say I think it's hard to define energy in some ways just because sometimes it's just a feeling. So like sometimes like people can have a feeling of just overall peace or or sometimes the nervous energy, right? So it's truly the feeling, right? And yes, energy is things, currents constantly moving, but what do those currents feel like? What is the feeling with those currents? Is it peace? Is it nervous energy? Is it anger? Is it irritation? What kind of energy are you feeling? So it's really a feeling.
It's a feeling, yeah. And so, what would you say if a person they have that nervous energy,
Mm-hmm.
or they have that energy of not feeling enough or feeling worthless?
Mm-hmm.
What are some things? What are some practices that you would say to move that on a more positive level?
So for the nervous energy, and I'm going to equate that to anxiety.
Mhm.
Um, I always tell my clients fact versus feelings. So that's the first thing. That's the best way, I believe, to deal with that kind of energy. Facts versus feelings. What is
Yes.
true, right? We're anxious about something, but is what you're anxious about truly a fact? Or is it something that your brain jumped way down the pond and you're like, wait, we haven't even gotten there yet, right? So facts versus feelings, I think that is a big thing to help combat the anxious energy. For positive, just overall having positive energy, I think affirmations are great. Really reminding, affirmations really just you reminding yourself of what kind of person you are. What do you have that someone else may truly enjoy? It's not about what other people think, it's about what you value within you that you want to continue to exhibit in your everyday life.
Tell the story. Tell it. Yes. And so thinking about affirmations and those type of um, techniques, what are some other holistic techniques that a person that's listening that says I need to incorporate some things into my life? What are some things that they can try daily just to incorporate some holistic healing tips into their life?
The first thing I would say is if the person is able, sometimes just going out in nature, right? Just going for a walk. A lot of people don't recognize the power of just you movement and how it produces like those endorphins, which makes us feel good. So being out in nature, taking time for yourself, and that could be whatever you enjoy. Making sure you carve out that time for yourself. And then also journaling. Some people like to journal. So journaling, getting out any positive feelings, negative feelings, all of those things, just from a basic holistic perspective, can be helpful.
Yeah.
And what you eat, right? You eat too much sugar usually gives you that kind of all over energy, just in maintaining what you eat.
Good. And so if a person begins to start this and be like, okay, Dr. Ashley, I'm jumping in. I'm doing what you said. I'm going to start this for the next month. I'm a clinician that loves the beginning of the month because I said we got 30 days at least to
Yes.
try the new. So I love the beginning of the month. What would you say? What could the person expect? What would you tell them? What are some things they can look out for from incorporating holistic techniques?
I would say the biggest thing is being okay if you're not consistent. When we're trying to form a new habit, there may be a time during the 30 days, like you said, where you're like, oh shoot, I didn't do that today, or I fell off. I didn't do it for 4 days now. I didn't do what my therapist told me to do. And so I think grace is the biggest thing you should give yourself when you are starting to create new habits like this. So that should be the forefront. We all fall off. Just get back on. Did you get back on? Did you restart it? That's what's most important.
Yep. Did you get back on and not to beat yourself up?
Yes.
You know, and if we get the blessing to try it another day, knowing that we have another day to reach our goals. So giving ourselves that
Absolutely.
So thinking about mental health care, why would you say that it is so important? What's your opinion on that?
Why mental health care is so important? Mental health care is so important because I believe it helps us create self-awareness. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't possess self-awareness, but when you dive into mental health, so that means maybe you're starting with a therapist, and it doesn't always mean you have some major life thing going on as to why you need to be in therapy. Therapy truly helps us create self-awareness so we can understand more how we are showing up in the world, how maybe we want to show up differently. Maybe you've heard some negative things and you're like, I don't understand why people say this about me, right? It really gives you the opportunity to examine yourself with no judgment.
Good stuff. And so, Dr. Anthony, what stress reduction techniques do you currently utilize? You are in here pouring into 3 states, you got therapists underneath of you, family demands and concerns. What stress reduction techniques do you currently utilize that keeps you grounded?
I would say the biggest thing is working out. I do boxing and then just regular working out. So I'll say that is very helpful. Like number 1 on my list is working out. Number 2 is like traveling, taking time off from seeing clients, and overall just having time for myself. So that could be a day I'm just in the house, maybe I'm binge watching something, or I go out in nature. I go on a hike and I'm just walking and just really enjoying the beauty that the world has to offer. So those are the main things that I do for me.
Loving it, loving everything about it. So what else would you like to share? What are some things that we haven't covered this morning that you want to leave us with? Some final thoughts about a holistic therapy group. Now is the time. What would you like to share with us?
I would like to share that, of course, we are accepting new clients. So if anyone's interested, we have a few resources on the website that people can tap into to help them, whether it's with, affirmations, just weekly training your thoughts to be something more positive. So definitely check us out. That's great. And continue to love yourself. And that looks different for all of us. But long as you put your happiness first, that's what matters.
Yes. I want to thank you for having tea with us this morning and sharing parts of yourself with us and with this audience. And until we meet again, my wish for you, my goal for you is to continue to be brave, be magical, and above all else, be well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.